Hey everyone, my name is Demi, and for today's tutorial you are going to need a pair of scissors, a measuring tape, a tapestry needle, and a size K 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. And along with that, the yarn that I'm using for this tutorial is Loops and Threads Barcelona big yarn. It is a bulky 5-weight yarn, 100% acrylic, and it's about 410 yards per ball of yarn. You don't have to use the same yarn that I'm using. You can use any bulky 5-weight yarn that you have, and you also don't need to use 410 yards. You can use more, you can use less. It just depends on how long that you want your scarf to be. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. Before we begin, I do want to mention that this pattern is available for free in a written version on my blog, which will be linked down below. And if you prefer a PDF version, it is also available for purchase on my Etsy shop. And I also want to say that this pattern is a beginner-friendly pattern. If you're a beginner, you should definitely be able to do this scarf. It will work up very quickly because this is a bulkier yarn, and once you get an idea of the pattern and how that works, it'll just work up like a breeze. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we want to do is create a slip knot, and then place that slip knot on our hook. And then we are going to chain up 21 stitches. So a chain, you yarn over and pull that yarn through the loop, and go ahead and continue that until you have 21 chains. Alrighty, here is my chain of 21. And for the foundation row, we are going to work up a single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in the preceding chains. And I like to start my foundation row in the back bumps of the chain stitch. So what I'll do is actually flip my work over, and this is my first chain and this is my second chain. I'm going to go into that back loop of the second chain and insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through 2, and that's a single crochet. So one more time, insert your hook into that back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. You can go through the front chain if you prefer. I just like having a cleaner edge. So go ahead and single crochet in the rest of your chain, and I will meet you back here. Okay, I've come to my last stitch, and you'll just single crochet into that back loop, then turn your work, and this is what your chain of single crochet should look like. Then after you turn your work, we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And this counts as your first double crochet. So this stitch has already been worked in technically. So the next thing that you want to do is skip this next single crochet and then place 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So this one is already a double crochet. I'm going to skip this one, yarn over, insert my hook into that 3rd stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then pull through 2 again, and that's your double crochet. And you want to do that in the stitch next to that as well. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you want to go back and place 1 double crochet in the skipped single crochet. And if you can see, your skipped single crochet is right here. So yarn over, insert your hook and it's kind of easier if you flip your work like so to try and find that. Insert your hook into there, grab that yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is what your little stitch looks like. It kind of creates this little X and a little twisted stitch. So the next thing you want to do is then skip, so you can kind of pull your stitches apart a little bit and see that this one is worked into this stitch here. So then you're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet in the 2 after that. So yarn over, skip the next stitch, go into this one here and double crochet, then yarn over and place another double crochet, and then you want to yarn over and go into this skipped stitch right here. So I'm going to yarn over and kind of flip my work because it's easier to get into that stitch that way. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and pull through 2 again, and one more time. Yarn over, skip that stitch, go into the next single crochet for a double, and then another double, and then back into this skip stitch here. And then you want to go ahead and repeat that until the last single crochet on your chain. And when you get to here, I will meet you and show you what to do. Okay, so I've come to my last stitch, and the stitch that I did before that was a double crochet in the skip chain. And so now I'm at my last stitch, and what you want to do is just place 1 double crochet in that stitch. I'm going to pull up a loop, and now that double crochet mirrors the double crochet that was in your starting chain, and this is your pattern. This is how it looks so far. So let's continue on to row 2. This was your foundation row, and this was row 1 of your pattern. So for row 2, you want to chain 1 and turn, and then you are going to place 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Now that chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, just the chain 2. The chain 1 is just for the height, and so you want a single crochet in that first stitch, and then you want to single crochet in the remainder stitches to the end. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, insert your hook, pull up a loop and pull through 2, and then you want to do that for the remainder of the stitches, and I will meet you back here at the end on your turning chain so that you can place 1 in your turning chain. Okay, I have come to my last stitch, and this was my chain up 3. So then you want to just place 1 single crochet into that chain 3. So this is your pattern repeat for the rest of the scarf. You'll just repeat these 2 rows of stitches, and I'm going to work one more with you so that you can see, and then if you still need a visual, you can just go back and rewatch and work it that way. But after the next row, I'll let you go ahead and crochet away. It's a really great pattern to do while you're sitting in front of the TV, maybe watching some Netflix. But okay, so let's start with the next row. What you are going to do is turn your work and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you want to skip 1 stitch and place a double crochet into the next stitch, and then place another double crochet into the next stitch, and then yarn over and go through that skipped stitch, pull it up, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over to prepare for a double crochet, that's the stitch that double crochet is in, so I'm not going to go into that one. This is my skip stitch, so I'm going to go into the next one with a double crochet, and then yarn over, go into the next stitch with a double crochet, yarn over, go back into that skip stitch, pull through, and then skip, yarn over, insert your hook, double crochet for a double crochet, and then back into the skipped stitch here. And then go ahead and repeat that for the rest of the row, and I will meet you back here to start row 2 of the repeat. Okay, I have completed my round, and what I want to do to start the next row is chain up 1 and turn, and then place 1 single crochet into this first stitch, 1 into the next stitch, and then 1 into the remainder of your stitches. And I will meet you back here at the end of that round. One helpful little tip that I have is to remember to place a single crochet in that double, that chain up 3 that you did to start the previous row. I know that when I was a beginner, I would always forget to put a single crochet in this row, and then slowly my work would start to decrease in size. So make sure you go into the top of that with a single crochet, and then it's a turn and a chain up 3 to start the next round, and then you begin to repeat this pattern. So go ahead and work this up until your piece measures 60 inches or however long that you want your scarf to be, and I will meet you back here when mine is done and yours is done, and we can go over how to turn this into an infinity scarf, because those are my favorite kind of scarves. To make this into an infinity scarf, you want to have the side that you don't prefer. So it is pretty reversible, this scarf, which is why I like it as an infinity scarf. Both sides look very similar. The only difference is the little twist here on one side is leaning to the right, and then on the opposite side it's leaning to the left. I prefer it leaning to the right, so I want this on as my outside. So I'm flipping it onto the other side, so inside out. Just decide what side that you like the look of better. And then going to grab your tail and slip stitch the 2 ends together. So this is where I started, and this is my last row single crochet. You just want to slip stitch these 2 together. So take your hook into that first, the first stitch you did, and pull through, then go into the second stitch and the second stitch on the next and pull through, then the third stitch with the third stitch here and pull through. And what's great about when you start single crocheting through the back loop is that it clearly creates these V's for you on the end, so it's easier to slip these together, which is why I like starting my foundation row through the back loops. So go ahead and slip stitch these 2 ends together, and I will meet you back when I am done. Alright, so this is the last stitch. I'm going to slip stitch through here, and then go ahead and cut my yarn, leaving a tail long enough to weave in, and then this is all I have left over. And then go ahead, and what you want to do is your hook is in that last stitch, wrap around and pull through to bind off there. And then this is how that binding looks. It created a little ridge, which is why I'm going to flip it inside out. And you won't even see it. And it's also good because I like this because it lets me know where the back of my scarf is. However, if you want to do the invisible bind, you can do that, or you can whip stitch the two together for an even better one. You can single crochet through the front loop of that stitch and both of those. There's so many ways to bind together. This is the easiest for me. And then all that you have to do now, you have this loop for a scarf, and when you wear it, you'll twist it and kind of put it on here, so that's where your head will go. And it's this chunky, beautiful pink ombre scarf that'll sit like this. Then of course be sure to weave in your ends. Here is the pillar scarf. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please remember to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you can be notified when I post more videos and tutorials. Thanks, bye.